Aye, that's running. Hey up, YouTubers. I might be just a todging too close there to the camera. But anyway, it's Sunday, the 22nd of May, 2016. Now, I know that because it was my wedding anniversary last night. But this video is not about my wedding anniversary. In fact, I intend making two videos today to put onto YouTube. And because I'm a sort of funny story sort of character, I will get around to putting these funny stories onto video, and of course sticking them on YouTube eventually. That's the plan. But anyway, I'm back in the old spare room here, and it's an absolutely glorious morning. My son came in early hours of this morning, about 4 o'clock he'd been, I'm guessing, night clubbing, and I could hear the key in the door, which he didn't manage to open. I don't know what he'd been drinking, I'm sure. But anyway, if you just heard that bit of a noise, it's the dog. And I've shut the door here so she can't come into me. Named Tilly, a little French bulldog. I say I've called her Tilly, but really I ought to have called her All Day Long, because all day long, all that she wants to do is play ball and fetch. I chuck, she fetches and brings him back. But this video is not about that. And she's rather persistent at that door. I hope somebody else comes and takes her away. But this video today, it's about a little incident I had on voicemail on your telephone. And I'm just trying to think, it's probably about 15 years ago. So, round about the year 2000, might have been in the late 1990s. But anyway, round about the year 2000. I'd had a new phone. I've never had a phone on contract, by the way. But I had a new phone, and I happened to be with the Orange network. And I remember the phone, it was a Nokia 410. So that's how long ago it is. Anybody who's up on phone models, you'd probably be familiar with it. So, because with Orange at the time, you had to ring Orange and ask them to switch off your voicemail. And of course, they'd keep you on the phone. I hadn't got a contract, it was pay as you go. And they would deliberately keep you on the phone. So I used to top the phone up about £10 at a time. And £7 of it would go getting them to deactivate your voicemail. So I thought, on this occasion, I'm not going to go down that road. So I left it. And I thought, right, well, if anybody needs to get in touch with me, because my phone is not on all the time, I thought, if anybody wants to get in touch with me, I'll leave it on, just in case. Now, I'd only had the phone. I'd only had it a few days. And I went to bed. Of course, the phone was put into disabled mode. I did use the alarm on it, the alarm clock. And of course, I went to bed and the phone was at the side of me, on the bedside cabinet. And I had a glorious night's sleep until the phone woke me. So of course I got up. And I don't know why, you switch the phone off as you do, switch the alarm off, and I noticed message. So of course, still half awake, just woken up. Somebody's obviously tried to ring me. Well, when I checked the phone, I'd got about 230 some odd missed calls. And every one had gone to voicemail. Right, so of course you go in and you check, and it was just laughter. Just laughter. No message, no speaking, laugh. Get off that one, check another one. Same sort of thing. And I opened about 8 of them up. Because don't forget, it's costing me money. Every time I check a voicemail, it costs me money. So I skipped down about 40 of them, tried another one. Anyway, it cost me the best part of £8 to retrieve laughter. And of course, every single one was deleted eventually. But what I did, I actually rang the number they'd come through on. And it went to their voicemail. No answer. And I wouldn't leave a message. Boom. The end call was activated immediately. But I was a bit persistent, and I did continue ringing this number, and eventually somebody answered. And I explained to him, as I'd had very nearly 250 calls, missed calls, all gone to voicemail a few nights ago. And the guy on the other end, he said, well, I don't know how that's happened, because this is a private number. We're actually a security guard firm. And our means of contact with the outside world is a mobile phone. And he said, are you sure? I said, I'm positive this is the number what's come through. I said, you'll have the number in your records. And he said, well, give me your number, just in case. He said, and I'll look into it, look into the phone, and I'll get back to you. I said, yeah, okay. So he seemed helpful enough, so that's what I did. And about 15 minutes later, my phone went, and it was a security guard, and he said, look, I've looked into the settings on the phone, and there's nothing in here to say as you've had very nearly 250 plus or thereabouts phone calls. There's nothing in here. I said, well, as you know, phone calls can be deleted. The memory of them can be deleted, and if it's a contract phone, whoever's paying the bill, they will eventually get a bill and they'll see as 250 some odd calls had been made on this particular night during the early hours of the morning, and every single one left a voicemail on my number. And he said, right, okay, well, you seem to be pretty adamant of what you're saying, so I will pass on the information to our gaffers, and somebody will get back to you. I don't know when, but I will pass on the information, gladly. I said, okay. And he said, incidentally, I can't understand why you've had all these missed calls. Yeah, he did apologise, but incidentally, why would anybody do that? Where are you? And I told him I was in Newcastle under Lyme in Staffordshire, and they were at the other end of the country. Told me the name of this firm, never heard of them. So that was that. But let me tell you what my answer machine message was at the time, because I did activate it with Orange, and I forget the sequence of numbers you went through to leave my voice greetings for anybody who wanted to use the voicemail. But anyway, my telephone message went something like this. Hello, you've reached Des Beach, bus driver, sheep farmer, mole catcher extraordinaire. Now, if you leave your name and your number, I will try my best to get back to you during the next 12 months. Beep. Obviously, that's up to them to speak. But anyway, I say all I got was laughter. 250 voicemail messages of laughter. So that's what it was all about, and I had to tell you what my answer phone message was. So right, a few days had gone by, and my phone went. And of course I put this number in, security firm. And my phone rang, oh, security firm. I'll answer this one. So of course I answered. And some chap said he owned this company, Security Guards, and he apologised about the problem as I'd had a few days ago. And he had someone here who was going to apologise to me about it. So he put this guy on, and it was this particular guy who'd made all these phone calls. And he said, hello, he said, I do apologise. He said, I was a security guard. And of course I said was, and he said, yes, I've had the sack over this incident. But they've insisted, as I speak to you, and apologise. So straight away he got his just desserts, so to speak, hadn't he? So I asked a question, I said, where the hell did you get my number from? You were 200 and some odd miles from me. And he said, what it was, I was bored out of my mind on the night shift. And I was playing around with the phone. He said, and I put this number in, which just happened to be yours, and it rang and went straight to voicemail. He said, and I heard your voicemail message, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Bus driver, sheep farmer, mole catcher extraordinaire. And it was the bit about the next 12 months, during the next 12 months. He said, I found it absolutely hilarious. And I couldn't get enough of it. So I kept ringing just to hear your voicemail. All right. So needless to say, I had to ring Orange and have the voicemail switched off. And it probably cost me, all in total, this little incident with this voicemail message, probably cost me towards £30. I must hasten to add, I'm not with Orange anymore. I do use the phone. Obviously, it's a Samsung 6 as I'm using at the moment. Not got a contract. I'm on pay-as-you-go. And I don't mind saying the name of the company. It's actually giffgaff. I can buy a month's contract, very, very reasonably priced. I'm not tied up, where I pay monthly for a contract. So I just buy a voucher, stick it on, and I put a certain amount on. £10 normally lasts me for a couple of months. But anyway, as I say, this is not about giffgaff or anything like that. It was just about the voicemail. So the moral of the story is be very, very careful what you leave on your telephone as a voicemail greetings. Incidentally, I can switch the voicemail on or off on this particular phone, or with this firm, and I never ever have a voicemail on. I learnt my lesson with it, and it's remained off ever since. So I use the alarm. With being a bus driver, some days I have to get up at 3 o'clock, but I do use the alarm on the phone, and of course it goes into do not disturb mode. Sometimes people ring me. Sometimes I have to go to bed about 8 o'clock in the evening because I'm not getting any younger. And I'm going to end this video there because I want to make another one today. Again, I mean this is not an half-hour video because I don't do any editing at all in my videos. And I'm just going to explain, it might be a bit echoey in here. I'm in the spare room. Other than this settee as I'm sitting on, To my right, there's a radiator, a table, and it's like the junk room. We all have a junk room somewhere. Under the stairs is probably the favourite place, but this is quite a big room. Just a settee in it, a fire, which we haven't used for years, a gas fire. I have got the light on, and behind me is the window. I can look outside to the garden area. But of course I can do that out of the other room. The other living room we mainly live in. Again, it overlooks the back. Same size window. A little tiny bit smaller than this room. But in this room we have the main telephone for the house. And I'm thinking of having that ripped out. I only need an internet connection. Don't use the phone, all of us have got mobiles. And I've just heard another little rumbling up there. It won't be the son who's suffering with an hangover. He won't be up yet, he won't be up for hours. I think it's the dog again, rattling the door. So, okay, YouTubers, you might have enjoyed that little story. You might not. But you have to run through the rest of my little videos. I know they're a bit lengthy. I try and make them up to about 30 minutes long. And I don't do any editing. It's a bit of a grey area for me. Well, as you can see, I've got grey hair. So it's a bit of a grey area for me. But be warned, voicemail messages on your phone, absolutely lethal. Absolutely unbelievable. And that poor fella, I got the sack. I got him the sack. I got him the sack from his job as a security guard because he was ringing me up in the middle of the night to listen to my answer phone messages. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm going to end it there. It says 17 and a half minutes. Unedited. Gotta be bad. I'll catch you on the next one.